Hey there, start here. So yeah, someone asked last week to do Garuda. I think it was after I posted the fun, the just for fun video where we just go raffle stomp 3-star Bahamut and Azura. And so someone asked if I could do Garuda, and so I figured I'd get to that. I've been working. I've been trying teams against Kefka and Vlad, the EXT versions of the series boss battles, and man, those two are tough. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen a couple of clears out there already. Wanderer, of course, did an all missions clear of Vlad, but as suspected, those teams that have cleared Vlad thus far have included Clive, and that's sort of what is holding me back right now, is not having a Clive to use against Vlad. I think it's possible I could get Vlad done in under 30 turns. You have to finish it by turn 25 or else you die. He just kills you. I think I might be able to do it with my Yuna, but I don't know. Kefka, Kefka's another story altogether. Kefka might have to wait until Wilhelm, not gonna lie, for me at least. But anyways, that's another thing. I was working on those most of the day yesterday, and I just kind of realized it's gonna take a lot more time to get those hammered down and nailed out. So I figured before I go back and focus on those, I'm gonna take care of some of the things that that hopefully you guys would like to see. Get back to my fun with fundamental forces. So I'm going to start with Garuda because that one was specifically requested. I am going to also do like some clears of the Grace Trials with fundamental force. I'll do the chaotic boss rush and all of that stuff. So I'll do those with fundamental force as well and try and get those out to you today or tomorrow, and then I'll get back to trying to figure out Vlad and Kefka. Okay, anyways. So if you don't know how to access Garuda, I've done videos on this before. You have to talk to some guy. This is in Livonia chapter 1. I've done guides on how to get through all that and how to get access to Garuda. So I'm not going to go over that right now. This is assuming you've already gained access to Garuda, the Esper. All right, you don't actually have to fight Garuda at all to acquire the Esper. You can just go in, and I'll explain how you can do it without even fighting the boss once we get in there. You see, it asks you to deal wind damage, deal lightning damage, defeat with a limit burst, right? So we're gonna get an all missions clear in here right now using fundamental force. So I'm gonna use Kaiser here. So Kaiser's a friend on my Discord. Kaiser did not build this for me, and I'm doing that on purpose, because it's highly doubtful that you're going to find a friend fundamental force that is built for Garuda, because Garuda is an avian, it's a bird, and unless you have a friend that you can ask to build a bird killer fundamental force for you, you're probably not going to find one. So I'm not gonna, I didn't ask anybody to build one for me because I didn't want there to be any assumptions that you yourself, if you wanted to follow this guide, could find one that was built for you. My fundamental force, however, does have full bird killer. Okay, and so yours does not have to be EX3. You do not have to have an EX3 fundamental force to get this one done. Having EX3, of course, helps, but having an EX2 will be perfectly fine. So here's the team that we are working with. We've got Penelo, who's the free unit. She's going to be our lightning and peril unit. Really all she needs is some lightning and wind resists. Choco Feather is just like in case of emergency, so she can proc her guts instead of dying. So here's what I use just to basically get her as much wind and lightning resist as I could. Sylvie's vision card is really great for this because it does 50% lightning on it. So does Spring Basket, another great source of lightning resist there. Sakura's robe is great, 50%. So yeah, that's pretty much all she needs. She's not dealing any damage here, so we don't have to worry about building out for damage. Sylvie also just kind of built out for resists. Actually, she's not really built for resist here, but that's fine. She's tanky enough, she can take it. She is provoking, but that's not really necessary. All this stuff is not really necessary, so don't worry about that gear. Just build her, again, for lightning and wind resists. You'll be fine. Fundamental force. So I went pretty light on the clash gear, so she's only got one piece of clash gear, the ruler's chainmail. You probably don't even need that, if I'm being honest. And then, yeah, just some high attack gear. And then, yeah, this is what I used to give her. The bird killer, so weapon specialist is great. That's got 75%. Bird killer plus 75%. Avian eater sense is another 75%. And then she also gets bird killer from Azura Esper. So Azura does have bird killer on there, so I would definitely recommend slapping that on there. She's got Hio's card, because it's the best one that I have, but it's overkill, really. You don't really need it. So she is maxed out on bird killer. LB damage, good to go. Esther, we're using her to tank because she basically covers everything, because the boss does all of the damage is elemental. It's lightning and wind, so you can theoretically just build your team for lightning and wind resists. But Esther is great because she can omni cover all the damage. She hits lightning and wind resists very easily. You can even give her storm kicker so that she absorbs lightning, so you don't even have to worry about lightning resists if you don't want to. But yeah, so this is the gear that I used to give her all the resists, and she is good to go. She's just going to omni cover all the damage. And then Sakura's here for the big Imperil field. So I'm using Sage of Thunder Sakura, which means you need to awaken her Unleashed Evocation. If you have Sakura Dark Lineage, however, you don't need to worry about that. You can just put her on the party and have her evoke Rama to do the 50% Imperil field. Here's the gear I gave her. Again, Choco Feather is there just for in case of emergency. Give her some Bahamut Synergy so that she refills the Esper gauge without any issue. And then, yeah, she's got plenty of lightning and wind resists. There is one turn where there's some fixed damage that Esther does not cover. That's why you still want to have some lightning and wind resist on the party for those cases. So Kaiser, I think he had it set up for like another trial that I was asking for. But yeah, so no bird killer except for the 50% from Bahamut Esper, which is fine. All right. He of course has all the clash gear, because I think most people that put their fundamental force on are putting all the best gear on their fundamental force on their friends list. So there you go. But Kaiser's is EX2, so that's just to show you don't need an EX2 fundamental force. I mean, you don't need an EX3 friend to get it done. We're going to get this one done easy peasy. Fundamental force, bringing the leader skill. All right, let's get in here and get this thing done. Okay, I'm going to skip this. All right, so there is a field in play that automatically boosts all lightning and wind damage. I think it's like 25%. It's not very much. But yeah, so it's kind of nice. So you definitely want to use one of those two elements. We're, of course, going to be focusing on lightning for this clear. All right, so for this, what we're going to do, if you don't want to fight the boss and you just want to acquire the Esper, on turn 1, you need to hit him with wind magic. Okay, wind magic. So for example, Esther's going to hit him with wind magic using Aurora. We're actually going to follow the rules here on turn 1, just because it helps. It gives us a setup turn. And then if you don't want to fight the boss next turn, you just hit him with lightning magic. If you do lightning wind on turn 1, wind magic on turn 1, lightning magic on turn 2, the boss will basically give up and you acquire the Esper. That's the easy way to do it. All right, so we're going to follow the rules on turn 1 but not on turn 2. Penelo is going to go ahead and do her Calamitous Step, Charming Stage, and it doesn't really matter what the last move is. Sakura is just going to guard. Sylvie is going to do Marion's Blessing Lightning, Paladin's Defense, Paladin's Offense. Okay. One of the fundamental forces will do Prismatic Field, Plasma Storm, and Heavenly Hypernova. The other one will do Plasma Storm, Nebulous Veil, and Hypernova. Okay. So now he says, offer unto me lightning magic. So if we wanted to end the fight now and just acquire the Esper and just miss that last mission, we would just hit him with lightning magic and it would be over. We're not going to do that, of course, because we want an all missions clear. So let's go ahead and do that. Sylvie does her Brave Shift at LB. All right. Pinello, actually what we'll do, all right, because mine's going to go ahead and hit the LB next turn. So Pinello's going to actually do some refilling here. All right, we're going to go ahead and guard Sakura. She's going to summon Rama on next turn because the boss is going to put up some fields to replace our field, so we need to save that for next turn. Esther, on this turn, we'll go ahead and have her do her Electromagnetic Shield, Energizing, and True Storm Brand. Okay, so I'm going to guard Sakura. We're going to go ahead and send our Fundamental Forces, and this is going to hit the 80% HP lock. So this boss has 2 HP locks, one at 80% and one at 40%. Okay, we're going to hit the first one on this turn. We're going to hit the 40% HP lock on next turn. Okay, so Pinello is now actually going to, all right, I'm going to go ahead and distribute some LB fill. I'm just going to go ahead and give it all to Kaiser because I know mine is going to reach the SLB next turn. If you're dealing with two fundamental forces that are EX2, just kind of split them between each of the fundamental forces. Okay, and then Sylvie can help refill whoever's lacking. All right, so he's going to do some fields, I think. Yep, there they are. Okay. So one field boosts jump damage, which is kind of interesting, and then the other one increases the boss's wind and lightning physical damage. So that's why we saved summoning Ramote for this turn for the 50% Imperil field. Okay. All right, so we have the Imperial Field. The boss is now reduced to only 15% resistance. You can see that the one that Kaiser still needs a little bit of LB fill, so we'll just do one more quickening on him to fill him up. Okay, and then we will have Sylvie. We'll just have Sylvie go ahead and do a triple Clever Paladin Strike to refill her own LB as well. Esther can just guard on this turn. She doesn't need to do anything. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so we have the 100% amp from Sylvie on this turn, so, you know, we're going to crush it. Probably do, like, yeah, 10 or 11 billion. The boss has 15 billion HP, I believe. Okay. All right, so from, like, 40%, the boss has, what does the boss have from 40%? 6 billion. All right, so we just need to do 6 billion. Now, here's the thing. The boss just put up a 99% general mitigation that lasts for 3 turns. You cannot get rid of it. It's non-dispellable. So basically, we have to sit on our hands and wait for that to go away, and then we do our burst. Okay? So right now, what we're going to do, we'll just have one of the fundamental forces put up the field, because you notice there's a wind and lightning resistance or imperil field on us. We want to get rid of that. Okay. We don't care about the boss's field. That's whatever. We'll do Nebulous Veil just to make sure we have our Elemental Resist. Esther can go ahead and do her LB to make sure we have Omni cover for the remainder of the fight, because we're going to kill on turn 7 as soon as that 99% mitigation is gone. Sylvie, if we want to, we can just bring her over and do like Elemental Petals and Vines for some resist, Compassionate Night. And then, yes, Sakura and Pinello can just hang out. They don't really need to do anything right now. Okay. So Sylvie is going to do another lightning ramp on this turn. Okay. So we'll do another Marion's Blessing Lightning. We'll guard again. I think in this turn, yeah, we still have 2 turns to go, so we'll just guard. Everybody can guard. We don't need to do anything. Okay, so he summons these little crystals. The crystals are the reason why you want to have some elemental resists for the whole party. Because when they die, they do like a big explosion of like elemental energy and whatnot, and it can potentially be damaging to your party. Now, the way to get around this is, you know, you can have Sakura do her normal form LB, which does a perfect dispel on everybody. And so that's going to get rid of like all the amps, the attack and mag buffs, the amps and everything that the crystals have. So that's going to greatly reduce the amount of damage that they do. So I'm going to do that. All right. Now, Penelo is going to have to do a bursting break to break everybody. Okay, that's more for the crystals than anything. She'll then do a double resplendence. That's going to kill the little crystals because they only have like 100 HP. So that'll kill the crystals. And then she's going to do a manufactured nethicite. That is to stop the boss from doing Bar Thundaga. Okay, which does a lightning resist buff. We don't want that. So Sylvie's just going to do triple clever paladin strike. That's going to get rid of all the mirage stacks. Our blah blah blah. Our fundamental forces just do heavenly hypernova, limitless surge plus, supreme spectrum plus. They've already got the lightning imbue thanks to Sylvie. Hypernova, limitless plus, supreme plus, and Esther can honestly just guard again because she's still got, I think, 2 turns of cover. Let's just make sure. 1 turn, that's all we need. Just need 1 turn. Okay, so bum, 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 bum. All right, there's the explosion. We resisted it, so we're all good. All right, so we should have nethicited that Bar Thundaga. Let's make sure. Yep. So he's got the wind resistance still, which is fine. Okay, we don't care about the wind resistance because we're going lightning element. So he should be. Yep. So we're gonna do Penelo's SLB now to re-up the breaks and the big imperils. Okay. So now he should have. All right. Yep. Okay, and now we're gonna summon Rameau. All right, so now he's got 15% lightning resistance. Perfect. Sylvie does her Brave Shifted LB. Okay. Fundamental forces do their SLBs, and we should do like a billion, we should do a few billion damage here. We only need to do 6 bill. That's all we got to do to finish off the boss, and I think we're going to do probably triple that here. So let's see how we do. Ah, 21. All right. So, yeah. Almost quadruple. All right. And so, yeah, obviously my fundamental force is the one leading the way because she's got the killers built out. So, as long as your fundamental force is built for the killers, you should be doing just fine. The friend unit is there. I mean, honestly, the friend unit's just there to chain with you. You probably don't even necessarily need a fundamental force friend as long as yours is built for it. But, it's always nice having a fundamental force friend because that way you're getting it done. So, yeah, that's how we take care of this one. And, yeah. So hopefully this helps you guys, whoever it was that was asking for it. Hopefully this helps that person figure out how to get Garuda taken care of. There are some like annoying little mechanics that you have to sort of work around, but overall still a very, very easy boss with the current meta units. So thank you guys for following me, and I will see you on the other side.